a meeting. A part of me's a little excited because you never know what you're gonna get.
We got our puzzle outside. Outside puzzle.
If you told Marie 5 years ago that she'd be doing this, she wouldn't have believed you.
Yeah, so much better. But she's not like scratching at it. And it looks way more open. Good morning. Welcome back to a vlog. I am just getting my stuff together so we can head out. Last night we got home, we were at Mark's parents' house, and we got home, I don't know, not too late, like almost 9. And I looked at Sasha and I was like, her eye looks like swollen. Her left eye looked swollen and she kept blinking. And then Mark was like, yeah, there's definitely something going on. It looks irritated. And then we noticed her scratching at it. We noticed there were like all kinds of goopies coming out of it. So of course we're down the Google rabbit hole trying to figure out what to do. And I guess it's pretty common for cats to get pink eye, and it seemed like all the symptoms she had were there. I just don't know how she would get that. But then the other thing is, pink eye can also just look like an irritated eye, or an irritated eye can also look like pink eye. The symptoms are very similar, and I'm thinking maybe just like some dust got in it or something, I'm hoping. But we looked up, you know, what we could do in that moment, and so we made a saline solution with salt and boiled water, and we flushed her eye. First we did a warm compress, then we flushed her eye. And like, if you're a cat owner or a dog, like if you have animals, getting them to sit still for anything like that is so hard, but luckily we did it with her. It is looking better, and that's so good. Both of us, when we woke up, were like, how's Sasha? So that's great, and as far as I know, we're not going to the vet, so I'm happy about that. Today is a big meeting day, so we are getting to work right now, and I've got to get out the door. There's just going to be a lot of back and forth today, but I thought I would vlog regardless. At first I was like, I don't know if I should, but then I'm like, I really like vlogging on IEP days, and this is very selfish and personal, but I like getting to hop on after the meetings and reflect and connect with you in that way, even though I can't like have you in the meetings, obviously. But it is nice to have almost like a personal, like a diary entry, like me just getting to let it all out and kind of brain dump. And I figure why not? Sometimes things happen in these meetings that really makes me think and reflect a little harder. So either way, it's gonna be good. I need to get out the door, so I'm gonna pack my lunch and then see you in the office. Pro tip, always keep a lint roller at work, because I was driving here and I was like, oh shoot, I meant to lint roll since we were wrangling Sasha. Lunch in the fridge, okay. Feel a little bit discombobulated. Ugh. My headband's falling off. Trying to be a headband girly. I think I've said this in a vlog before. It's going okay. I'm just getting used to having something on my head. I found these ones on Amazon that don't like give me a headache because they're not too tight. Oh, that's very far back. I don't think that's the point of a headband. Focus. Focus. Okay, so something unrelated to speech pathology, kind of unrelated. I need to write this down. I need to place a holiday journal order, meaning, you know, holidays are coming. Journals are great gifts. I know I don't talk a lot about the Say Thanks More journals anymore. Honestly, I have no excuse. No excuse. I love them. I still love sharing about them. And I need to do a better job. I talk about like the iJournal, but I don't share that I have a business. Like I have a shop that you can find really helpful resources in. So yeah, I need to write that on my list. Whoa. We need to switch over in the planner. There we go. Boom. All right. So I'll put that on my list right now. Let's go to a meeting. One meeting down. It wasn't an IEP, so it doesn't feel like I used as much brain power. But I am just getting ready to hit the road. Who's being so loud? Who's being so loud?
I'm getting ready to hit the road to my other school site for my 10:30. Maybe I might head out now and get there a little bit early. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna head out now, get there a little early so I can settle in, talk with the teacher if I need to beforehand. That feels right. That feels right. It's funny because I just filmed yesterday. I filmed like IEP tips, and I didn't include this in my tips. So that video is probably not even out yet. But when you do see that video, please know this tip I did not include was to print out hard copy. If you can, I always like to print out a hard copy of the present levels that I've written. So even if it's just my blurb, you can even like copy and paste everything into one Google Doc so you don't print out too much paper. But I like to have a hard copy of my present levels, of my goals and my services. So that way I'm gonna look over them before I leave or before the meeting starts. But two, just in case they don't print out enough copies for me, and a lot of the times they don't because we're trying to save paper. And I'm all about that. So another option is bring a laptop, but I just don't like having a laptop up because I'm trying to like have a connection with a parent. And I feel like that's a very obvious barrier. I always have printed out like the things that I'm gonna talk about in the meeting. So that way they can be in front of me. I needed to stretch. I needed that. That felt good. In 30 minutes, well, a little over 30 minutes, I go into a SPED meeting. I'll roll right into the AAC. My stuff is up there for it. I'm gonna just grab that file and head out. Something that I do want to do in this time is look through the presentation that I'm a part of next week. And it was so funny. So, yesterday on Instagram, I posted about, a variety of things, one of those being next week's presentation in San Diego. And I got a DM that said, well, I'll see you there, from an Instagram friend. And I was like, girl, where? Where are you going to see me? She'll be at the conference. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm presenting. Like, let me send you the schedule. She's like, no, I got it. I'm here. This is when you're presenting. This is where. It was only because of her that I know exactly which ballroom I'll be presenting in. I'm presenting in a freaking ballroom. I went on the website for this. It's called the Building Bridges KC Special Educator Symposium. And I'm looking at the schedule and to see my name on this schedule with people signed up for our presentation. I mean, my name along with my colleagues, but if you told Marie 5 years ago that she'd be doing this, she wouldn't have believed you. I got IEP meetings. I can't be doing this. So I've been sitting here staring at it just in disbelief. I'm letting it go. I'm letting this one go to the universe. I'm just grateful, excited, and just in a little bit of disbelief. And I'm proud of my group. Ultimately, I'm very proud of my group. That's where we're at with this. Just thought I'd share my thoughts. Look at me, being a big old baby. That's okay, these are feelings. All feelings matter. I didn't think of this as a big deal until now. This whole time, I'm like, yeah, we're presenting. And then somebody else sent me the schedule. And I was like, oh my gosh. Because I remember writing this down is one of my like long-term SLP goals years ago. And it really goes to show like time means nothing, and honor where your North Star is, but let life change your course towards that as it does, and learn from it what you need to learn from it. You'll still do the things. And if you don't do those things, there'll be other things. I'm just grateful. Thanks for letting me cry. So here's what I'm gonna do. So we're leveling up our core boards. I thought we were last week, but it's this week that we are. So currently these are all the words that the kids know. I've spent the last 4 weeks taking 2 words from like basically here up. And so we've learned all those. And last week we reviewed them, but now we're adding more. I think we're just gonna do eat and drink this week. We'll do big and small. I'm gonna be a week behind my friends. Que sera at this point, because 2 works for me. It allows me to plan an activity that makes sense, that's highly engaging. I could show a video, but I like doing hands-on activities. This is what I did last year for eat. Slippery fish. Easy, done, right? Because there's so many opportunities and repetition to practice. Eat. Lesson planned. Does this provide any inspiration for you? Is this at all helpful? These quick lesson plans? I would like to know. I truly, genuinely would love to know. Last thing I'm gonna say before I head into meetings. The meeting that's at 2 o'clock, I'm slightly getting nervous for because there is an advocate involved. I never know how much I want to share. I know sharing, yeah, there's an advocate involved in my meetings I'm not really breaching any sort of confidentiality, but I feel like it's necessary, especially for the value I want to bring in these videos and vlogs, for me to share and be real and honest about the things that I'm feeling, but to share things that like you could relate to. I'm nervous about the advocate looking over my report. So I don't know what this, I don't want to anticipate. I don't want to guess what he might ask me. That's not fair to myself or to him or the team. I don't want to go in with any preconceived, yes, I read the notes from the last meeting. Yes, I know what could possibly go down. But like even saying that it could possibly go down to me is just not right. I need to just let life. I have put together a very thorough report. I read that thing 3 times. I'm feeling prepared, but it doesn't mean that I'm not nervous, and it doesn't mean that my mind is starting to kind of think through scenarios. I'm just choosing to not let that dictate how I go into that meeting. That's my goal. To walk out of there the same way I walk in, and not let whatever might come up, whatever, good, bad, not let it hit my energy. Just wanted to share that because I know as a service provider, I know as speech therapists in the schools, we encounter these things quite a lot. So I feel, like sharing my perspective and, in hopes that, we just can connect and learn and grow together. A part of me is a little excited because you never know what you're going to get. Like, I feel like that's sick. Just like, I don't know this person. I'd rather be excited than be nervous. So maybe we just say we're excited. Okay, that's all. Well, that meeting went so good. It was so fast. And once we get home, I will recap how that meeting went. You too crooked, girl? No, you're good. I keep thinking of things that I should have put in my video for IEP tips. Don't have expectations going into meetings. So I definitely had a moment where I was like, oh, I'm a little nervous for this situation because there's supposed to be an advocate in this meeting, which ultimately, no judgment about advocates for families that have advocates. If you feel at any point that you had the need to have somebody advocate for you and your child on an IEP team,
Like, I'm sorry. But there are times on the other end of that, the other side of that table, where you don't feel respected. I've just speaking from experience. There have been moments in my career, and so it can be nerve-wracking. In this moment, I had, luckily, I talked it through with you, so thank you, to where I didn't build up too much of an expectation for what was going to go on in this meeting. And thank goodness I didn't, because that would have been energy that would have been better spent somewhere else. The advocate didn't show. So there's not like much to share about like an experience in this moment with an advocate, because they did not show. I could share one from a couple years ago. That was a whole other experience for a whole other day. It's in the past. But if I had allowed that experience to shape the possibility of this experience, like I said, it would have been energy wasted. That's the best way I can put it. Don't go in with expectations. Don't let things that have happened in previous meetings dictate your view of the current meeting, of the present. It's not worth it. It's energy better spent being present, supporting your student, supporting your team, listening, being open-minded, versus having gone down a rabbit hole of what ifs and worrying. That's what I have to say about that. I'm very grateful that regardless of who was there and who was not there, the parents in that meeting felt supported. They were enthusiastic about trialing some AAC tools, so that's a plus. And I felt like the team as a whole, because I've done a couple of these other meetings before, and it can be very overwhelming for the team, for the teachers, the SLP, like, okay, you're telling me I have to implement this flipbook or this, Proloquo or whatever. And I felt like there was cohesion. I guess that's the best way to put it. Everybody was like, yes, we're all here to make this work. Not just me. It's not falling just on my shoulders, which felt very good. I don't do it for the feel good. I do it for the kids. But the fact that we all felt supported in that meeting is for this child, which then is going to support him. Right? Right. Okay. There's something else I wanted to do with you really quick. So I wanted to just quickly unbox something fun. Oh, they changed their boxes. This is a Primally Pure. I'm just refilling my empties. But look at that box. Look at that box. Girl, you're pretty. I refill probably 4 times a year. And I don't get the same things every time because they last. Almond Vanilla Body Butter. This is honestly my favorite of anything I put, like, lotion-wise. I don't really like the feeling of any other lotion. Well wrapped. The plumping cream. This is for my face. I put it on every night. That smells so delightful. This is a staple at this point for us. I got the Nature Spray. We use this stuff. We're gonna go on a walk right now. We're gonna put it on. By far, the best non-toxic option for mosquito repellent. Highly recommend. I do not get bit when I wear this. I know I talk about them a lot, and it's because I love them, because I use them religiously. I also have a code. If you are interested in trying anything out, this is not a sponsored video. I always like to just let you know that. The reason I have a code is because I asked for one, because I love them so much and I want you to have access, and if a better price point is better for you, I want that for you. So my code is Morris10. It gets you 10% off your order. What I do need to do is go change, and we are gonna go on a walk. Hello. About to get in for circle time and do my slippery fish song. And something else I'm gonna do, I did this last year too. So I'm teaching eat and drink. So once I teach the signs, I will, and once we look at it on this board, I'm gonna pull up my Proloquo. I have set up a core board on Proloquo that looks exactly like if you were to look at the ones that are in all our classrooms. I've set it up to look exactly like that. So I've color coded everything the same way, and it all matches. The only thing that's different, I don't use the same imagery. So the drawings are a little different. Like yes, no looks really different, and that bothers me a little bit, but we're gonna let that one go. After that meeting yesterday about my AAC evaluation, we determined that we are going to start trials today I'm doing 3 different trials. So we're going to trial a flipbook, and then I'm going to trial Touch Chat and
promo code to go in the next 6 or so weeks. So I'm gonna go collaborate right now with the team, and we're going to get him set up with this flip book and go from there.
Yeah, dig right here. Puzzle outside puzzle. We got our puzzle pieces. And they're lined up on the table.
I can't believe how dark it's getting and like how early it is. So definitely changes my vlogging schedules because it's just easier for me to vlog when there's light in the house, natural lighting. Not that I can't do it without it, but yeah, anyways, we are, all that to say, I'm making us tortillas. We're gonna have some tacos and then head to improv. That's like our Tuesday night thing now. Tacos are easy. We just do beans, tacos, or tortillas, chicken, and salsa. And then we're out the door to be funny. One reason I really love improv, it has helped me, especially lately, have not just the nights we go, but a lot of the time, have a funny outlook on things, or I am starting to be more intentional about harnessing energy. The afternoon, there were just random emails that came through and things I had to attend to and problems we felt like we needed to solve that weren't getting solved. And typically what that would do to me is make me feel very reactive and start like building resentment towards people or the powers that be or whatnot. And I was listening to a podcast earlier this week, but the message in the podcast was to let go, then act. Instead of being reactive to situations, any situations, whether you feel they're good or bad, in that moment you feel your feeling, acknowledge it, and then release it, surrender it, and then figure out, you'll find clarity in that. I do think you can come to easier decisions and more positive or productive solutions when you allow your ego to go and not be a part of the conversation. So that was definitely something I got to practice today. Was I perfect at it? No, I wasn't. As I was driving home, something just made me laugh. There was something on the road, a truck. It was just funny. And only Mark would understand. It was an inside joke between he and I, and it made me think of it. So I called him and I went into this bit, just this funny bit, I was pretending to be a conspiracy theorist. I think we all in different moments might have conspiracy theory moments, so I was just having a funny moment to pretend to be a conspiracy theorist about something, and I took on a character and I just monologued for 5 minutes. The rest of my drive home, he let me go, and he was giving me information back, and it was so fun. It was so fun, and it let me release a lot of that pent-up energy from critiquing myself and overthinking things. And that's the beauty of improv. When you allow yourself to be intentional with those gifts that you learn through that positive experience. Anyways, I gotta stop yammering. We gotta get it going. The sleepiness I feel right now. I honestly just wanted to get on really quick and thank you for being here and say goodnight. This was such a fun couple of days for me, and it felt very eventful, and I don't know how that's going to transpire. I guess I'll know when I edit it, but I don't know yet. I don't sit and like draft a storyline for my life. Like I just obviously am going through it in the time in what I'm showing you, but yeah, that's the joy of everyday life, There's so much magic in those little moments. So it was a good night at improv. Ready to do my gratitude list and go to bed. I'm excited to see you soon. The next week is going to be a little crazy. I'm officially signing off. I promise. No, really. No long goodbyes. Said no one ever. Okay, bye.